Welcome to the Know What You Owe and Student Loans Dream Loan Edition. My name is Yaslin Alonso. I am the Program Manager for the Financial Wellness Program, and today with me I have Doris Chambliss from Student Business Services. In this presentation, we will go over what is the Dream Loan, how do you get offered one, the exit counseling process, and the repayment options available to you. What is the Dream Loan? The Dream Loan is a subsidized loan provided by the state and UC to eligible AB 540 undergraduates and graduates. The interest rate for the 23-24 academic year is 5.5%. There is a possibility that for the 24-25 academic year, the interest rates will increase, but for this year, it is 5.5%. It follows the same interest rate as the federal direct subsidized loan. For the Dream Loan, students can receive up to $4,000 a year for a maximum amount of $20,000. Lastly, UCR is your loan lender, while Heartland ECSI is your loan servicer. Step 1. How do I get offered a loan? First, you must submit the California Dream application by the state deadline. The Dream Loan is need-based and eligible to students who have a Pell-eligible EFC. Students will receive a letter once they accept the loan via our web portal. Step 2. Complete loan requirements. You must complete the Mastery Promissory Note, or MPN, which is a legal document that outlines the terms and conditions of the loan. You must also complete the entrance counseling, which is an overview of your loan. Both of these requirements must be completed in order for the loans to disperse. Heartland ECSI is UCR's loan servicer for our institutional loans. Students will receive a welcome notification email from ECSI on how to complete instructions. Keep in mind that loan disbursement will not take place for 3 days after documents are signed. On this slide, you will see a screenshot of the electronic promissory note that is sent to you by Heartland ECSI. To log in, you will need the Heartland key, which is 02483-D 455 A 0 D 9 A 1 B 5. And you will also need your SID number. So your SID number will take place for the SSN number. We've given you a brief overview of the Dream Loan. Now let's talk about the exit counseling process. Before you graduate, you must complete these 3 steps. Number 1, make sure that all your fees are paid for at UCR. Number 2, complete the exit loan counseling. And number 3, review your loan borrowing history. Let's talk about the exit counseling. The exit counseling is a loan counseling session in which you are advised of your loan repayment schedule, obligations, and rights to deferment and/or cancellation. Students graduating in spring will receive an email from Student Business Services and Heartland ECSI in May with instructions on how to complete the exit loan requirement. The next slide will show an example of the expected emails from Student Business Services and Heartland ECSI. It is important to check your RMail. If you have any questions, feel free to contact SBS at sbsofc@ucr.edu or 951-827-3204. On this slide right here, you will see an example of the emails that SBS and ECSI will send to you. Student Business Services will place a hold on your records that will remain in place until you have completed the exit counseling requirement. On this slide right here, we have a sample of a student's exit counseling. Please keep in mind that your exit counseling will provide you a schedule of your repayments. So in this example we have on here, the total number of payments that the student will have to make is 93. The total payment amount is $4,606 with 16 cents, and as well as other information included on here. So the principal, the interest cost, when the first payment will be made, if there's a charge penalty or late fee, all of that you will see when you are completing your exit counseling. Before we talk about the repayment option, let's talk about some key terms you need to know. First, we have the principal. The principal is the original balance or original amount of money of the loan you borrowed. The interest is a fixed rate added daily to your principal balance. On here, we have the formula on how to calculate how much interest is being added to your principal. You'll want to take the interest rate, multiply that by the principal balance to get the yearly interest added. Then you'll take the yearly interest added divided by the 365 days to get your daily interest added. Lastly, we have total balance. The total balance is the sum of your principal and interest. When do you start repaying your loans? It begins 6 months after you separate from the university. So you graduate, you leave school, or you enroll in less than half time. This is called a grace period. During your grace period, you are not required to make payments on your loans, but you can if you want to, and if you do decide to make payments on your loans during the grace period, there is no penalty in doing that. Now, we will talk about the repayment option available to you. Currently, there is only one repayment option available to Dream Loan borrowers, and that is the standard repayment plan. The standard repayment plan has minimum payments that begin at $50 per month and are expected to be paid back over a 10-year period. As mentioned earlier, there is no prepayment penalty if you would like to pay on your loans early or pay more than the minimum monthly payment. On this slide right here, we have a copy of the statement that you will receive from Heartland ECSI. So they will either mail it to you or email, depending on what you end up choosing. But on this statement, you'll see what the monthly payment is and the due date. That is all that I have for you. I will go ahead and pass it over to my colleague who will present for the remainder of this presentation. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Doris Chambliss, and I will be focusing on what happens if I am experiencing financial hardship and can't afford to make my payment. Deferment. Deferment is a period in which you are entitled to postpone repayment of your loans. Interest is not generally charged to you during a deferment on your dream loans. Eligibility. Enrolled in at least half-time at an eligible school. Enrolled in an approved graduate fellowship program full-time. Enrolled in an approved rehabilitation training program that is licensed or approved. Unemployed or unable to find full-time employment. Experiencing economic hardship. Currently on active duty military services during a war. Post-active duty or undergoing cancer treatment. So you'll be visiting Heartland ECSI to download your forms for a deferment, forbearance, and cancellation forms. You can visit heartland.ecsi.net. There you will type in the school's name, University of California, Riverside. Here you will find the 6 Dream Loans entitlement forms available for you to download, print, complete, and email to sbsofc.ucr.edu. The California Dream Loan Deferment Request Form will give you the deferment type as well as the required documentation that needs to be turned in with your completed deferment form. Forbearance. What is a forbearance? A forbearance is a period in which you are permitted to make payments temporarily, allowed an extension of time for making payments, or temporarily allowed to make smaller payments than scheduled. The forbearance is up to 12 months with accrued interest. There are 2 types of forbearance, and we'll speak more on the next slide about that. A general forbearance and a mandatory forbearance. So let's go ahead and go over the 2 types of forbearances. There's the general forbearance. You may qualify for this forbearance if you are experiencing a temporary hardship related to financial difficulties, change in employment, medical expenses, or other eligible reasons. A mandatory forbearance. You may qualify for this forbearance if you are serving in a medical or dental internship or residency program, a member of the National Guard, or experiencing a financial hardship due to the total amount you owe each month for all your loans, your dream loans. Please make sure all sections that are required are completed before submitting to Student Business Services or mailing it to Heartland ECSI. Section A, Section B, Section C would need to be filled out and returned on both forms. Can my dream loans be forgiven? Unfortunately, there is no forgiveness program at this time that will allow borrowers with dream loans to be forgiven. The only way a dream loan can be forgiven is if the borrower has 100% permanent disability or has passed away. Stay out of default. If you fail to make a payment, even by one day, your loan is considered to be delinquent. Failure to make loan payment by one day or more is considered default and can be referred to our outside collection agency. Possibility that assistance would not be available. And if you are experiencing hardship, please contact Student Business Services at 951-827-3204 or email sbsofc@ucr.edu. Repayment tips. Always stay in communication with UCR and or ECSI. Make your payments on time. Update your information. Don't default. And when in doubt, reach out to Student Business Services. You can contact Heartland ECSI at 1-888-549-3274, Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also reach out to the University of California, Riverside, Doris Chambliss, SBS, OFC at ucr.edu, or call 951-827-3204.